Hey everybody, what's going on? Eric here, and I want to talk to you about your television set. Yeah, I know people don't call them that anymore. It's kind of like the old word of TVs. Well, gotta show you a little something here. Now, I know when I'm a audiophile, okay, and what that means is that I like kind of high-end audio equipment, um, somewhat of the little bit of the home theater stuff. I got into home theater systems probably I want to say like 8 years ago. And when I say got into them, I got into them as far as setup, proper setup. Now, when you walk into a Best Buy, Circuit City, well, I don't even know if there is a Circuit City anymore, Target, Walmart, and you're looking at the display area for the TV sets, and you notice that they all look great. Okay, some of them are a little bit brighter than the others. Some have a little bit more color than others. Some a little bit sharper than others. Okay, and when I mean TV sets, I'm talking about the flat panel TVs. There's a lot of different varieties out there. You got the fluorescent tubes, you got the LEDs, you got the plasmas, you got the I want to call them CRTs. I believe those are the ones with the light bulb inside of them. You get them in a very various amount of different sizes. Okay, now you look at those TVs, and it's hard to pick one. They all kind of look pretty good. Finally, you pick one up, you bring it home, plug it in, set up your cable, DVD player, Blu-ray player, whatnot, and the picture does not look like it did on the display at the store. Reason for that: some of these newer TV sets are coming with what's called a display mode or a store mode. Basically, it brightens the TV up, boosts up all your colors, contrast, sharpness, and everything else. That is not the way you want to set up a TV. That is a way of killing your TV in the long run. Okay. Now, I came across this problem where people, some of my friends, would sit there and buy, oh, I bought this new TV and stuff like that. Can you come over and help me set it up? Okay, fine. Hook up their home theater system to it. Either it's HDMI or it is the digital link, which is a fiber optic cable, basically. Start working on the TV, turn the sound bitch on, and it's like big disappointment. So help them set it up a little bit. Now, I know from the past, which wasn't really the correct way either, of setting up a TV, a lot of people like to turn the brightness up, which is not good because that kills the power supply or the tubes. If you have a fluorescent tube backlit TV, it kills those tubes. In the long run, you'll start seeing the picture starts getting a little bit dimmer, a little bit dimmer, a little bit dimmer as the years go on. You start turning up the brightness a little bit. Sometimes people just get used to that. Eventually, the lights aren't going to work no more. You'll be looking at a black screen and hearing a sound and not having any picture. Solution. And I'm not saying for everybody to get something like this, but it's not a bad idea to look into something and how to set things up. Now, I came across this. This is a Spider 3 TV. Now, what this does is it works on any type of a tube, flat screen, any type of a screen. You can even use this on a home theater screen. Okay, something that is like 80 by something. Now, what this is, it's kind of like a light and a color sensor. Okay, and it comes with the instructions. Everything is self-explanatory, very easy to use. It's USB, plugs right into your laptop. The software is very easy to use. It comes with 2 DVDs and the software to work this. Now, the nice thing about this is it still works with current stuff. Okay, you have to update the software to do so, but it still works. Now, it will give you a before and after of what your screen looks like. Now, a lot of people will see that their screen looks like this, and by the long run, when you're done, it looks like this. Okay, some people may say it looks too dark to them. All right, now there's a reason for it. When you walk into a poorly littered room and somebody in a black suit walks in, and I'm talking black as black can be, all right, and your eyes kind of focus, you don't really see the wrinkles in his suit. You don't kind of see the collar. It kind of blends in. Well, your eyes see that in real life. You should be watching that on your TV as well. So when you look at your TV screen and it just looks too dark, well, sometimes that's the way it's supposed to be, especially in normal real life conditions. And that's what you're trying to mimic on your TV screen. Not a lot of people watch their TV in a very bright room to begin with. Usually it's a dimmer style room, a couple of lamps on, maybe not even that, just the light from the TV is on. And now you notice different things on your screen. When you turn your brightness up, sometimes those different kind of minute things that are on your screen that are in the picture kind of go away. They blend in. Now you'd be surprised at how many different whites, grays, and blacks there are as far as on the color palette for a TV set. Now I know blacks and whites and grays aren't really a color compared to red, greens, and blues, but you'll be very surprised. Now, what this does is you run the program, plug it into a laptop, you hang this over the top of your TV. Now, it also comes with a stand. It's kind of a pain in the ass to take out of the box, so that's why I'm not taking it out of the box. It comes with a little stand that is tripod ready. So if you have, like, say, an 80-inch screen to where you can't really center this up in the middle of the screen very well, a tripod comes in handy. And you want to get it as closest to the screen as possible. Now, if you have one of those screens that has like a very glossy type of reflection face on there, where it light bounces off of it and everything else, you want to throw a towel, a very large towel, over the screen and over this while you're setting up your TV. That will help this from getting false readings. This will go over and help you set your brightness, your color, your contrast. Some cases gamma. Some TVs come with the gamma. It'll help you set that up as well. And people like to set sometimes their brightness a little bit too high. Again, you're kind of killing the power supply on your TV, and you're kind of killing the life of your if it's LED that you have backlit, or even if it's a fluorescent tubes is a real big killer if you have your brightness turned up too much. Now, my buddy across the street, he's got one of those TVs that it's a 62-inch screen. It looks like a flat screen, okay, as far as a wall hanging TV, but it's not. It actually has a kind of a deep back on there, and there's a light bulb that's inside. And those light bulbs aren't cheap; they're kind of expensive. After brand new out of the box, 1 year of having that TV, the light went up, literally. Had sound, no picture. So called me up, went over there, found out what the problem was. Got a hold of one of my friends at one of the electronics places. He ended up ordering me a light bulb for it. And installed it, set it up with this. Now, he's had the TV for 3 years running, almost nonstop, and video gaming like crazy. Hasn't had a problem. So this helps out a lot. Now, there's also for setting up audio. Now, these two DVDs also help you set up video as well, but I like this. They're not that expensive. They're DVDs. They're made to help you set up your audio and video system the old-fashioned way, which means you will see, remember those? Now, there's little cards inside. There's a red, green, and a blue card inside. And you put them over your eyes. And what they do is, say if you're on the colored palette here, the test pattern, again, it goes from white all the way to black with all the colors in between, almost all the colors. Some of the white's missing, some of the gray's missing, and some of the black is missing. But they kind of move it a little bit faster. When you hold these cards up to your face, okay, you can see, when you're looking at the test pattern, it's got the colors grid on there. You pull the cards up your face, you kind of see the colors bleed into each other. The lines aren't depth. They don't seem like they're blocks. They just kind of bleed into each other in the colors. This will help you set that up properly. It'll help you set up your contrast and your color this way. Now, for sharpness and contrast, this one here also helps with that too. And again, you'll hold the cards up to your face and you'll kind of see like a double line. And as you're adjusting your TV set, they'll kind of go into one line only. And it helps. Now, for audio, I don't like this disc very much to help out with audio. It's pretty basic, okay? This one here is the one that I go to for the audio. Now, this also has the same thing as far as setting up your TV. It comes with the test tones and everything else, but this one has a little bit of step further into the newer, the better home theater shit. And again, it's a DVD. It does have the little color things. These are loose inside this one. They're not on a card. The other DVD has them on a card. And I found these to work out pretty good for helping you set up, say, the time alignment and everything else on your speakers. Now, the higher end, I have an Onkyo, the high end Onkyo 5-to-1 or 7-to-1 home theater receiver that you could possibly get. Okay, I'm only using it as 5-to-1. I don't have enough room to set up the rest of the speakers in my home theater room. Now, I'm using a 52-inch flat screen Samsung TV, and I've got Boston Acoustic speakers all the way around. Now, the Onkyo comes with a microphone that you would set up where you would normally be sitting watching TV. You would set it up ear level in front of the TV where you're sitting. Now, the bad thing about those microphones is not everybody sits in the same place that you're sitting. So trying to get the time alignment as far as where the speaker is, how many feet the speaker is compared to where you're sitting, correct for everybody is a little bit of a pain in the ass. All right. It sounds good where you would be sitting where that microphone is, but if you go sit someplace else, you may be missing out on some of the action. You will be. Now, the microphone will help you set up distance from the microphone to the speaker, frequency. It will help you set up your crossover on your receiver for each speaker. Now, sometimes I like to set the crossover points for each speaker the same. So I would have the front channels set up a certain way. I have the back channels set up a certain way. There's a reason for this. Is because of the size and the type of speaker it is. Not all speakers put out the same way, and they're not meant to. Okay, so I set that shit up myself. But these are a good starter to learn about how to set up your home theater system. In some cases, I've used this disc on some of my friends' home theater receivers, and they like the way it's set up. It's perfect for them. Fine and dandy. Cool. I'm done. And that's how it works. When you're using like a subwoofer and stuff like that, sometimes the distance from where you're sitting between where the frequency of the subwoofer is coming and hitting the microphone doesn't, because it's such a low frequency, and the test patterns that it goes through aren't correct when you're using the microphone to set up a receiver. Sometimes it sounds too boomy. Boomy, it just doesn't sound like a solid kick drum, bass drum on a drum kit as you're listening to a band. Another thing is sometimes using these things here for the microphones for setting up a home theater system, you're kind of missing out on some of the action. When you use something like this on your system, it kind of bring out some things that you were missing. And there's some minute stuff, like you might hear a bird chirping in the background on a scenery and stuff like that, but playing it through whatever your settings are, you may or you may not hear that, or it may sound like it's too loud for that. So you got to set the frequencies better. Again, this is like great stuff as far as setting up a home theater system. Now, these aren't bad for video. I mostly recommend them for audio. For the video portion of it, I really recommend this. And again, at the end of everything that you do as far as your testing goes, your setup goes, and everything on this product here, at the end there will be a picture. And that picture will show you kind of a difference from what you set your TV at the beginning after you set it with this, and you will see a night and day difference, just like it shows on the box, the back of the box. This picture here is kind of like bleeding a little bit, too much bright, after a little bit more sharper, a little bit more crisper, a little bit more, I don't know what you would call it. It just seems like the presence is a lot better. Now, those don't cost that much, at least not anymore. They don't. A lot of people have been going with using some different systems. Now, when I was setting up people's TVs and home theaters and shit, back in the day, that stuff was kind of a little bit expensive. The DVDs weren't that cheap. Neither was that Spider 3 TV. Now I think you could pick them up a lot cheaper. You just have to be careful with the camera. I call it a camera. It's just a sensor. When you put it over your TV screen, a lot of times they require you to be in a pitch black room to get the best results. But they also ask you what type of lighting you would have in your room, bright, medium, or dark. So you'll be able to set this up accordingly. Usually if you watch TV during the day and at night, you want to set it up in a medium room. But don't turn up the brightness. If you do want to turn up the brightness, go a couple of notches up from where it's set up at. Don't recommend turning it up more. Again, you will weaken the lifespan of whatever type of bulbs you have in your TV, mostly the fluorescent bulbs. LEDs is a little bit better, a little bit longer of actually a lot longer of a lifespan, but they do wear out as well. Sometimes you'll lose one. And now you're looking at say like if the picture is blue, green, and something else, you'll be looking at a red speck on your screen. So you guys take care. Remember to behave. Hopefully this information helps a little bit on setting up your TV. Remember, be good.